Texas has a reputation unlike any other state. It's known for independence, big land, big attitudes, and the idea that Texans play by their own rules. But what most people don't realize is that Texas doesn't just have different laws. It has hidden laws. Laws that are still active, laws people argue about constantly, and laws that Texans break every single day without even knowing it. Some of these come from Texas's frontier past. Others exist because of very specific events most people have never heard about. And a few are enforced often enough to still ruin your day if you get caught on the wrong side of them. Today, we're breaking down hidden laws in Texas you didn't know existed. And by the end of this video, you'll probably realize you've already broken at least one. Let's start with one that causes confusion even among Texans who think they know gun laws inside and out. Texas is famous for firearms, but carrying a gun in Texas is not as simple as people think. Even with a license, you can still be breaking the law just by walking into the wrong building. Texas uses what are known as 30.06 and 30.07 signs. They look boring and are usually posted near entrances, and most people don't read them. But legally, they matter. A 30.06 sign bans concealed carry, and a 30.07 sign bans open carry. If a business displays one properly and you ignore it, you're committing a criminal offense. This catches people all the time. Someone walks into a restaurant, grocery store, or private business thinking, "This is Texas, I'm fine," and suddenly they're being asked to leave. Or worse. Some Texans argue this violates the spirit of Texas freedom, while others argue private property rights come first. Either way, it's one of the most misunderstood laws in the state. Now let's talk about a law that feels like it belongs in another era, but still technically exists. In Texas, selling or distributing obscene devices is illegal. The wording of the law is old, broad, and controversial. And while enforcement is rare, it has been challenged repeatedly in court. Critics say it's outdated, intrusive, and unenforceable in modern society. Supporters argue it reflects moral standards and community values. Every time this law resurfaces online, comment sections explode. Some people can't believe it exists, while others defend it fiercely. And that's a theme you'll notice with many Texas laws. They reflect deep cultural divides that never fully went away. Driving is another area where Texans are often surprised. Most people assume that as long as they're not speeding, they're fine. Not in Texas. Driving too slowly can actually get you ticketed. If you're cruising under the speed limit in the left lane and holding up traffic, law enforcement can pull you over for impeding traffic. This law was designed to keep traffic flowing, and yes, people get cited for it. So, if you've ever wondered why Texans get angry about slow drivers in the left lane, now you know why. Next, let's talk about a law rooted in crime prevention but controversial because of how it's enforced. In Texas, possessing burglary tools with criminal intent is illegal. That sounds obvious until you realize what counts as intent. Wire cutters, crowbars, and certain lock-picking tools are legal on their own. But if an officer believes you're carrying them with the intent to commit a crime, you can be charged, even if no crime has occurred yet. Civil liberties groups argue this gives too much discretion to law enforcement, while supporters say it prevents crimes before they happen. Either way, it's a law that still exists and still gets used. Many Texans argue about firing a gun on their own property. Many people believe that if they own land, they can do whatever they want. That's not true. In most incorporated areas, discharging a firearm within city limits is illegal, even on private property. Local ordinances often override what people think state law allows. This catches rural homeowners off guard, especially as cities expand and previously unincorporated land becomes regulated. When violations happen, the fines can be serious. Texas also has very specific rules regarding animals. In many counties, livestock owners are legally responsible if their animals wander onto roadways. If cattle escape and cause an accident, the owner can be held liable for damages and even fatalities. This law exists because real people have died in collisions involving livestock. But the confusing part is that open-range laws vary by county. Many ranchers don't know exactly where the line is drawn. Another law that sounds harmless but is strict involves impersonating public servants. This includes pretending to be law enforcement, displaying fake badges, wearing misleading uniforms, or claiming authority you don't have. even as a joke. The law exists to prevent scams, intimidation, and dangerous encounters, but some argue it's enforced too aggressively, especially in cases involving costumes, pranks, or social media videos. Still, people are charged under this law every year. Texas also has some of the strictest gambling laws in the country. Private poker games, office betting pools, and friendly wagers can technically be illegal if specific conditions aren't met. Money can't be profited by the house, games must be private, and even then, enforcement can vary. This law exists because Texas never fully embraced legalized gambling the way other states did. And yes, people still get cited under these laws today. Even something as simple as trash disposal can get Texans in trouble. Improperly dumping household trash, even on your own land, can be illegal. Illegal dumping laws are enforced heavily, especially in rural areas. People assume if it's their property, it's fine. It's not. Fines can reach thousands of dollars, and repeat offenses can lead to criminal charges. Environmental protection is taken more seriously than most people think. Some Texas cities also still have laws against offensive language in public places. These laws are rarely enforced and are constitutionally questionable, but they still exist in municipal codes. Most of them come from public decency laws from the early 1900s. They're almost never enforced, until they are. Alcohol laws in Texas are another confusing area. Selling alcohol during certain hours is illegal, and the rules change depending on the day, the location, and the type of alcohol. Beer and wine, liquor, Sunday sales. It's a maze of regulations that trip people up constantly, especially visitors. While some laws have been modernized, others remain stubbornly outdated. Even homeschooling has its hidden rules. Texas allows homeschooling, but families must teach specific core subjects. Failure to do so can result in legal issues. Texas is hands-off, but not lawless. Public demonstrations are also allowed, but blocking roads, sidewalks, or emergency access points can result in serious charges. It's legal to protest, but it's illegal to disrupt critical infrastructure. Where that line is drawn is where controversy begins. And if you think that's all, Texas law is full of remnants from its wild past. Dueling was once legal in Texas. Obviously, it's not anymore, but old legal language still reflects how wild early Texas lawmaking really was. That's the pattern you've probably noticed by now. Texas law is a mix of frontier thinking, local control, modern regulation, and outdated leftovers. Some laws protect people, some need updating, and some exist purely because no one ever bothered to repeal them. Texas is fascinating because it's a state that takes pride in freedom, yet freedom comes with rules. And these rules often reflect a mix of history, culture, and controversy that you won't find anywhere else. So now I want to know, which of these laws surprised you the most? Which ones do you think should be repealed? And which ones actually make sense? Drop a comment, because Texans never agree on this. If you want more state secrets, hit subscribe, because every state has laws you won't believe are real, until they affect you.